What's up, everybody? Hope you had a good Friday. Making this video a little late. Had a lot of things to do this evening, so just getting to sitting down, thinking about some stuff. As you can tell by the title of the video, who wears the pants in the family? It's definitely a good question to ask yourself, especially if you're having issues with your kids, issues with your significant other, wife, girlfriend, child's mother, whatever. They always say, happy wife, happy life. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But I think us men get a little tied up in the day-to-day grind and, trying to provide for our families and do the right thing and, show up every day to work and not make excuses, I guess. So we tend to lose sight of what that really means, You ever ask yourself, like, what are you doing to make them happy? I know I do. So, been in several relationships since being with my daughter's mother. Again, that feels like a lifetime ago. So, there's a lot of things that I've had to come to terms with when it comes to how I lead the family, how I lead my family, my house, in my relationships. And it's been a long time of realizing that probably my actions are the ones that lead certain situations down the a bad road, the wrong direction, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of in reference to one of my earlier videos. If you haven't seen that, definitely go and check that out. But I guess at the end of the day, you really got to ask yourself, are you just doing those things to appease your significant other, or appease your kids? And are those things good things? Are those things life lessons, or, are they teaching your kids right from wrong, or, how to act in public, or how to act in the house, or, how to behave? I mean, it's all good to let your kids, run wild once in a while, act out once in a while. That's how they're gonna learn, But are your consequences or disciplines in line with that behavior? How to correct that behavior long term instead of short term. I never had to spank my daughter. I've never put my hands on my daughter. I've never had to. She knew that, it was all fun and games until it wasn't fun and games anymore, and she pushed the boundaries, pushed my buttons enough that I just had to let her know how it was going to be and how she needed to behave moving forward, And it wasn't yelling and screaming. It wasn't arguing with each other, She knew that when she messed up, to keep this friendly, she knew when she was wrong, and I made sure that she understood that she was acting inappropriately or out of line or took something out of context, misunderstood what I was saying. And, I chose the path of reasoning with my daughter, the best that I could, and not letting her just run amok or have wild, crazy ideas of the way she thinks things are, and, using real world examples. I think that really helped. It's a lot easier to communicate with your kids on a conversational basis, like, something like this, than it is to just scream and discipline, taking their iPads away or their phones away, or, emptying their room out of everything but a bed and a pillow. Excuse me. I think that's a little extreme. I think that does a little bit more damage than it does good. So, I never really had to take anything away from her. I would just reaffirm my expectations of what or how she should act and behave. And, as kids will, she would hide in her room or stay in her room pretty much on her own accord. And that was kind of nice, because it wasn't like, go to your room. I never grounded her. I never had to force force the consequence. She kind of did it on her own. And truth be told, that gives them time to reflect. You know, it gives them time to think about what they did or how it went wrong. I don't think my daughter's an anomaly. I don't think that she's an exception to the rule. I just think that a lot of my behavior, a lot of the way that I carry myself, how I choose to communicate as effectively as I can, you know, I think that had a much better outcome with her learning and development and behavioral issues. You know, kids are always looking at you to behave, you know, and how to behave. So if you're acting erratic, they're going to act erratic. If you're cool, calm, collected, you know, you keep your temper in check, then typically they will. And you got to understand, whether they get out of control or not, you gotta make sure that you're on your you got to make sure that you're on, you know, your best game, and make sure that you're keeping an even keel about things. So when it comes to making sure that, you know, you're back to the other point of making sure that your significant other is happy, you know, that doesn't always equate to giving them everything that they want. I think people like to have other people do things for them, and I think that if you want to do something nice for your significant other, brighten up their day, like, that's totally acceptable. But you know, maybe it should be a little bit closer to a reward system. You know, if they're doing what they need to be doing and they're participating actively in the relationship and they're providing you a value, then you provide them value. Absolutely. You know, if there's misbehaving going on, or if they're not doing what they need to be doing, then, you know, you definitely don't reward bad behavior. You know, at the end of the day, like, you still have to be a man about it. You still have to, you know, wear the pants. So, you know, be in that leadership role at all times. Like, it takes a toll on us dads, because that's a lot of responsibility, but, you know, you definitely have to make sure that you're proving to them that how you behave and how you carry yourself is, you know, the most important thing at the end of the day. So, you know, I just want to make this video quick. I know my last video was a little bit long. If anybody has any questions, definitely like, comment, share, subscribe. The whole algorithm thing, you know, it'd be really nice to build up this community and, you know, make a place for us dads to be able to go and you know, share our stories, share our experiences, and just help each other. You know, at least be a beacon of hope for young dads, you know, dads that maybe don't get it yet, or have young kids and haven't had to deal with some of the teenage year stuff. And yeah, so definitely like this video, share it with your friends if you want, share it with other dads. You know, let's all get involved. Let's have good conversation, you know. So hope you have a good night, and we'll see you next time.